How older men should flirt with younger women without looking desperate, psychology tricks. Love is not about age, it's about courage, curiosity, and connection. Age may be just a number, but confidence, vitality, and emotional intelligence never go out of style. If you're in your 40, 50, or even 60, you might have asked yourself, can I genuinely attract a younger woman without coming across as desperate? The answer is a resounding yes, but it's never about expensive cars, flashy gestures, or pretending to be someone you're not. True attraction transcends age. It's rooted in presence, subtlety, and psychology. Younger women are drawn to men who carry life experience with humility, who listen attentively, and who can make a room feel warmer just by being there. They notice the quiet confidence in your voice, the effortless humor in your stories, and the authenticity in your every action. In this guide, we'll explore 9 psychology based strategies that help older men flirt naturally and effectively with younger women without ever appearing needy or desperate. These aren't just theoretical ideas, they're actionable insights, backed by real world examples from men who've mastered this delicate art. If you want to leave a lasting impression while maintaining your dignity and charm, this is your roadmap. 1. Confidence, not arrogance. Confidence, not arrogance, is the real magnet, especially when you're a man in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, or even 60s talking to a woman younger than you. And yes, she can absolutely be attracted to you, but only if you don't come off like you're trying to prove something. Don't perform. Don't brag. Don't overcompensate. Be the man who already knows his value and doesn't need her to validate it. That's the energy younger women read right away, and female psychology is ruthless about this. Women can smell insecurity disguised as flexing from across the room, and once she labels you desperate older guy, you're done. A confident man doesn't lead with his resume. He leads with being at ease. That is what looks young, calm presence, not skinny jeans. Look at David, 52, at a networking event with people a decade or two younger. He could have gone the "I've been doing this for 25 years" route. He could have made everyone call him sir. He could have tried to dominate every conversation, but instead he chose something smarter. He told a light, self-aware story about joining a startup workshop and realizing he could still learn from people younger than him. That's subtle, intelligent flirting. Why? Because it shows he's not threatened by youth. He can play in their world, and he doesn't turn age into a competition. That's how to fall in love with an older man's vibe. Make youth feel safe around experience, not judged by it. Here's the psychology trick most older men miss. Younger women aren't impressed by you telling them how back in your day things were better. They're impressed when you show you can still grow. Growth is sexy at any age. Static is not. So don't be the museum piece. Be the man who's still alive in the present. Michael, 48, did the same thing on a date with Jessica, 33. He didn't launch into 45 minutes about quarterly reports and his investment portfolio. He shared a simple story about trying golf, failing, laughing at himself, and learning patience. That tiny moment did more for his attractiveness than listing 3 properties and a BMW ever would. Why? Because female psychology responds to emotional safety plus playful confidence. When a man can admit he failed at something and didn't crumble, it signals inner strength. It says, I don't need to impress you, I'm just letting you know who I am. You must understand this. Arrogance is loud because it's insecure. Confidence is quiet because it's settled. And this is where body language sells what your mouth is saying. Stand tall, but not stiff. Relax your shoulders. Keep steady, friendly eye contact, not staring like you're trying to hypnotize her. That's creepy. Speak in a calm, low, unhurried tone. That tells her, I'm a man who has lived. I'm not competing with 27-year-old gym bros. I'm comfortable right here. Don't dominate the conversation just to feel powerful. Guide it, open it, tease it. Ask, then listen. Don't age brag. Nobody wants to hear, I'm old enough to be your father, unless you're trying to kill all attraction in one sentence. Use psychology tricks to frame age as an advantage. Experience, clarity, emotional stability, better judgment. That is what younger women actually want from an older man. Make it easy for her to imagine what spending time with you feels like: warm, secure, light, curious. We're talking real, grown man charm, not midlife crisis energy. And about those keywords floating in your head, yes, this is all Female Psychology 101. And if you understand female psychology, you'll see that attraction is rarely about age and almost always about energy and perception. If you want to know how to fall in love the slow, intelligent way, you don't chase. You create a space she wants to step into. Show that you respect youth without pandering to it. Show that you can laugh at yourself without putting yourself down. Show that your life is full, not empty. Be the man who says with his presence, "You can join my world if you want to, but I won't beg." That tone, steady, humorous, grounded, is what separates the attractive older man from the desperate one, and it's all built on one simple rule. Don't try to impress her. Impress yourself first. Let her see it, and let the psychology tricks do the rest. 2. Focus on energy, not age. Let's make one thing clear. Women, especially younger women, aren't drawn to a birth date on your driver's license. They're drawn to energy, to vitality, to that unmistakable spark of a man who still has fire in his eyes and purpose in his stride. Too many older men surrender their power by obsessing over age. They compare, they doubt, they dim their own masculine energy before they even enter the room. Don't do that. A high value man never apologizes for his age, he owns it, wears it like a tailored suit, and lets his confidence do the talking. The secret ingredient isn't youth, it's energy. Energy is contagious. It's not about jumping on trampolines or pretending to be 25 again. It's about how alive you are when you show up. Younger women don't want an older man trying to act like a frat boy. They want a man who radiates life, curiosity, and a calm confidence that says, "I've lived, I've learned, and I'm still excited about what's next." Take Robert, 55. He walks into a dance class with Emily, 29. Instead of obsessing over the number, he smiles and says, "Can you help me with a few basic steps? I'm excited to learn this." Notice that? No apology, no awkwardness, no overcompensation. Just energy. Just authenticity. Emily doesn't see an older guy. She sees a man who's fun, grounded, and comfortable in his own skin. That's masculine energy at work. When Robert laughs at himself, enjoys the music, and moves with enthusiasm, he sends a clear message: I'm present. I'm engaged. I'm not trying to impress. I'm here to enjoy life. That's the kind of confidence that attracts women effortlessly. Passion is ageless. Let's talk about James, 60. He just picked up the guitar after retiring. One night, at a music cafe, he meets Sophie, 32. With a grin, he says, "I'm learning to play Wonderwall. It'd be more fun if you played along." No pickup lines. No false bravado. Just genuine curiosity and excitement. And that's what hooks her. His passion, his willingness to try, to explore something new, makes him magnetic. Women are drawn to men who are becoming, not those who've stopped growing. James isn't trying to be young, he's just being alive. That's what separates him from the crowd of men who've given up, who sit in the corner muttering about the good old days. Be like James. Stay curious. Keep learning. Keep your mind and heart open. That constant spark, that willingness to engage with life, is what keeps your masculine energy burning strong. Authentic energy, not forced vibes. Now let's get real. Fake energy is worse than no energy at all. Don't force enthusiasm, and don't pretend to be something you're not. Women have a sixth sense for detecting desperation, and nothing kills attraction faster than trying too hard. Be genuine. If you're tired, rest. If you're interested, lean in. Speak with honesty. Move with purpose. The moment you try to perform energy instead of being energy, you lose that magnetic edge. A high-value man doesn't chase approval. He creates an atmosphere where connection naturally happens. His presence says, "I'm comfortable with who I am, and I love where I'm going." That's the kind of energy that lights up a room, and yes, it attracts women across generations. The bottom line: forget the candles on your last birthday cake. Focus on the fire still burning inside you. Women don't fall for a man's birth year, they fall for his life force. So be that man. Be curious. Be passionate. Be alive. Your age is just a number, but your masculine energy, that's timeless. 3. Compliment thoughtfully, not overly. A man of wisdom knows that words are weapons, and a true compliment is a masterstroke of subtle psychology. As the old Stoics taught, restraint is strength, excess reveals weakness. Many older men fail because they try too hard, showering compliments on beauty rather than character. Don't do that. Don't sound like every man desperate for attention. Instead, let your words show depth, class, and control. Remember, Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When you speak from a place of genuine admiration, not manipulation, your compliment carries power. Compliment her mind, her discipline, her creativity. That is where admiration becomes magnetic. When Richard, 50, praises Hannah's creative brilliance instead of her looks, he demonstrates poise, discernment, and confidence, the hallmarks of Old Stoic wisdom. That's how you win with Stoicism win, not emotional chaos. Women, especially younger ones, are drawn to men who see beyond the surface. They crave authenticity in a world drowning in flattery. So when Thomas, 54, tells Lily he admires her dedication to helping others, he isn't just giving a compliment, he's recognizing her essence. That kind of recognition hits deep. It bypasses vanity and speaks directly to the heart. The lesson? Speak less about beauty and more about value. Praise actions, not appearances. Respect, not desire, must flavor your words. A man with an iron mind knows that silence can be more seductive than empty words. Deliver your compliment like a man who has nothing to prove, calm eyes, a measured smile, an easy presence. Your tone must say, I see you, not I need you. That difference separates a master from the masses. As Epictetus warned, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In conversation, that means controlling your impulses. Don't rush, don't overdo, don't seek validation. Let your discipline shine. In modern life, where social media inflates egos and fake charm runs rampant, authentic recognition is rare, and that rarity makes it gold. You must become that rare man. You must speak with calm assurance and timeless charm. You must let your old Stoic wisdom guide your instincts, not your emotions. When you compliment, make her think, not blush. Make her respect you, not question your intentions. That is mastery. That is iron mind at work. It's not about pretending to be detached. It's about genuinely being centered. The Stoic man doesn't compliment to get something. He compliments because he sees truth and acknowledges it. That's the psychology trick, not flattery, but focused perception. Don't be predictable. Don't let your compliments sound rehearsed. Let them be rare, precise, and purposeful. Remember, when you speak with control, women listen with curiosity. When you speak with neediness, they tune out. So control your tone. Let your words carry weight. Let Stoicism win again and again. Every word, every look, every silence, it's all part of your command. Master yourself, and you master the moment. The victory is not in making her like you, but in maintaining your power while doing it. That is how older men flirt, not by chasing, but by choosing. Not by pleasing, but by perceiving. And that, gentlemen, is how you win the Stoic way. If you found this valuable, give it a thumbs up, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless confidence tips and relationship wisdom. Speech balloon comment to remember. I give sincere compliments that show respect and confidence. 4. Listen more than you talk. Listen, when it comes to flirting as an older man, the smartest move you can ever make is to listen more than you talk. Don't be that guy who turns every conversation into a monologue about his achievements or his car or his wild years. Women, especially younger women, aren't impressed by constant self-promotion. They're drawn to emotional presence. True listening isn't just about staying quiet while she speaks. It's about diving into her words, catching the emotion beneath them, and responding like you actually get her. That's where the magic lies, and yes, that's where female psychology starts to unfold. You see, women aren't wired to fall for what they hear. They fall for how you make them feel heard. That's a real psychology trick most men overlook. Take Mark, 49. He meets Olivia, 30, at a networking event. She starts talking about her startup project, full of passion and ideas. Mark could easily hijack the talk and say, "Oh, I used to run a business too," but he doesn't. Instead, he leans in slightly, smiles, and asks, "That's fascinating. What part of your project excites you the most?" Boom. Connection made. Why? Because Olivia suddenly feels like the spotlight isn't on her beauty, but on her mind. That's what flips the emotional switch. That's how to fall in love starts, through respect, curiosity, and quiet confidence, not flashy words or desperate energy. Stephen, 57, does the same with Rachel, 33, over coffee. When she mentions her trip to Spain, he doesn't interrupt with travel tips or brag about his own adventures. He listens. He watches her eyes light up, then asks, "Did anything happen that made you laugh uncontrollably?" That question, simple but thoughtful, draws her deeper. She laughs, opens up more, and the conversation flows like music. What Stephen is doing isn't luck. It's a subtle form of female psychology at work. It's one of those timeless psychology tricks, making her feel emotionally safe and seen. And here's what you must remember: listening is more than your ears, it's your entire presence. Focused eye contact, a genuine nod, a slow smile, these are your silent weapons. Don't fidget with your phone. Don't stare at her lips while pretending to listen. Be there fully. That's what separates a man of substance from a man trying too hard. You don't need to impress, you need to understand. That is the difference between appearing desperate and becoming irresistibly confident. Women notice the smallest things: the pause before you answer, the tone of your voice when you say, "Tell me more." These cues reveal whether you're genuinely engaged or just performing interest. When you listen with intent, your energy speaks louder than your words ever could. You stop being an older man trying to flirt and start being a man who gets it. And that, my friend, is the ultimate psychology trick. So don't chase. Don't talk over her. Don't try to fill every silence. Be calm. Be curious. Be grounded. Let your stillness speak for you. That is where attraction lives, in the quiet confidence of a man who knows how to listen. If you want to know how to fall in love or help her fall for you, start by making her feel like no one else ever really listened before. Because when she realizes that you see her, not just her smile, but her soul, that's when the real chemistry begins. Listening, my friend, isn't passive, it's powerful. It's your secret weapon in understanding female psychology and mastering the subtle art of charm without saying too much. 5. Use mature humor. Humor isn't just a trick, it's a bridge. It's how you, as an older man, cross the invisible gap between your world of experience and her world of curiosity. When done right, it can make you magnetic. When done wrong, it can make you look like you're trying too hard. So here's the truth: don't chase laughter. Create connection. A high value man knows that humor isn't about telling jokes, it's about timing, tone, and emotional intelligence. It's how you make someone feel when they're around you. You must use humor that reflects wisdom, experience, and grounded confidence, not desperation. The art of subtle, self assured humor. Let's paint the scene. Alan, 56, meets Megan, 29, at a cooking class. She groans as her pasta turns into mush. Alan grins and says, "If it makes you feel better, I once set a pot on fire just boiling water." That's experience for you. That's not just funny. That's disarming. It's humility wrapped in charm. Megan laughs, not because Alan's a comedian, but because his humor feels real. It shows he's comfortable with himself, not trying to be something he's not. That's the kind of masculine energy that attracts women: calm, centered, a little playful, and entirely authentic. Brian, 53, meets Samantha, 31, at a cozy bookstore. She picks up a novel and says, "You'd love this one." Brian chuckles. "I might be old enough to remember the first edition, but I promise I'll behave like a curious learner today." That's the sweet spot: clever without being cocky, funny without being foolish. It's humor that invites her in, not humor that puts on a show. What makes mature humor work? It's not about being the life of the party. It's about being the man who makes people want to be near him. Mature humor signals confidence, intelligence, and lighthearted strength. You don't need to act like the class clown to attract women. You just need to show you can laugh at yourself, at life, at the absurdity of it all. Remember, don't try to sound young. Be real. Be witty. Be composed. When you use humor that's rooted in experience, you reveal your charm without words. You show emotional depth without effort. And you project the kind of high value man energy that makes younger women think this guy has lived and he knows how to enjoy it. Humor plus presence equals attraction. Pair your humor with attentiveness. Look her in the eyes. Listen. Smile with your eyes, not just your mouth. Women can feel when your energy is genuine, that grounded, masculine energy that doesn't need approval. Because in the end, humor isn't about laughter, it's about warmth. It's about letting her see that behind your calm confidence lies a man who knows how to have fun without losing control. So, next time you flirt, don't perform. Don't overthink it. Don't force it. Be witty. Be self aware. Be the man who can make her laugh and make her feel safe while doing it. That is the secret. That's how you flirt without looking desperate. That's how you turn a smile into a spark and a spark into genuine connection. 6. Maintain a polished appearance. In the world of attraction, perception is everything. The way a man presents himself tells a story before he even speaks. As the legendary Coco Chanel once said, dress shabbily and they remember the dress. Dress impeccably and they remember the man. For men between old, the secret isn't to chase youth, it's to command respect through refinement. You don't need to look 25 again. You need to look like a man who has mastered himself. That is the essence of Old Stoic wisdom. Control what you can, refine what you must, and present yourself like a man who has already won. This is how you apply Stoicism win to modern life. When you walk into a room, your appearance must whisper confidence and shout discipline. A well-tailored jacket, a clean shave or well-groomed beard, the scent of subtle cologne, not overwhelming, but distinctive. These details don't scream desperation, they announce presence. A younger woman doesn't respond to age, she responds to energy, calm assurance, and a man's iron mind. Don't pretend to be young. Don't chase trends. Don't lose your dignity in pursuit of approval. Instead, embody composure, class, and control. That's what draws attention. That's what separates a man of depth from a man of noise. Think of Henry, 61, at a gallery opening, wearing a tailored shirt and that clean, intelligent scent. When Natalie, 30, tells him, "I love how put together you are. It's rare these days," she's sensing his maturity, his discipline, his awareness. These are not accidents. They are signals, silent but powerful. Remember what Seneca said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. In the game of attraction, your appearance is preparation. Your mindset is opportunity. Together, they form the Stoic warrior's advantage. You are not dressing for vanity, you are dressing for victory. You are declaring, without words, that you respect yourself and expect the same from others. This is the heart of Old Stoic wisdom, win first within, and the world follows. Modern life rewards the man who respects himself. A man who has an iron mind, who walks with purpose, and who refuses to bow to insecurity or comparison. That's the kind of man who can flirt without looking desperate. Don't overcompensate with loud fashion or forced charm. Let subtlety do the talking. Let your calm presence, your measured smile, and your quiet humor create gravity. Women feel that energy. They are drawn to it. It's rare, it's powerful, and it's real. So, take command of your image. Sharpen your edges. Polish your presentation. Don't neglect the small things, your shoes, your watch, your posture. Each one communicates how you treat yourself and how you treat life. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your outer appearance reflects your inner discipline. That's Stoicism win in motion, where mindset meets mastery. Let's be clear. You must not seek validation through youth. You must project confidence through excellence. Stand tall. Speak less. Move deliberately. That's how an older man flirts, with control, with humor, with a sense of self so strong it commands attention without asking for it. That is the path of the Stoic flirt. That is how you win with Old Stoic wisdom, a calm iron mind, and the quiet authority of a man who already knows his worth. If you found this helpful, hit like, share it with a friend who needs it, and subscribe for more insights on confident dating. Comment to remember, a polished look isn't about age, it's about self-respect and confidence. 7. Be authentic, not young trying. Don't do this second adolescence thing. Don't show up trying to act 25 when you've got the charm, wisdom, and calm presence of a man who's lived some life. That is exactly what younger women notice first. Are you centered or are you trying too hard? You must understand, most younger women who are attracted to older men aren't looking for a TikTok partner. They're looking for a man who knows who he is. Be authentic, not young trying. Psychology tricks only work when they sit on top of truth. Female psychology spots desperation fast. Speed, slang, flexing, fake bravado, all of that reads as, I'm afraid you won't like the real me. Don't give off that signal. Give off the opposite. This is me. I like me. You can join if you want. That's attractive. Take Paul, 55, on that hike with Laura, 28. He doesn't fake athleticism. He doesn't sprint ahead. He doesn't start telling gym stories from 1998. He smiles and says, I may not be as fast as you, but I'll pace myself and enjoy the trail with you. That's smooth. That's confident. That is how to fall in love with someone without forcing it, by making the moment real, not performative. Laura appreciates his honesty because it makes her feel safe, not judged, not compared, not burdened with impressing him back. That's one of the most underrated psychology tricks. Make her feel comfortable being herself, and she will lean in. Then there's Edward, 59, at a music festival with Sophie, 33. He could have pretended to know every band, every track, every remix. He doesn't. He says, I haven't heard this band before, but I love discovering new music with someone who knows it well. That's humble leadership. He's not competing, he's inviting. Younger women love that blend, curiosity without insecurity. That shows emotional maturity, and in female psychology, maturity beats muscles every time. You must own your age. Don't apologize for being 45, 55, 62. Don't downgrade your experience just to appear relatable. Your stories, your career scars, your stability, those are assets. A younger woman talking to an older man is not thinking, please act like a frat boy. She's thinking, please be stable, interesting, calm, and masculine. Fake youthfulness tells her you don't like where you are in life. Real self-acceptance tells her you're good, and she can relax. Be the man who's comfortable saying, I don't know that band, I don't run that fast anymore, or I'm more into good conversations than loud clubs. That doesn't make you old. It makes you intentional. That's attractive because it signals, I pick what I want. And in how to fall in love dynamics, the person who knows what he wants always seems more desirable. So don't chase her approval by mirroring her lifestyle. Don't learn random slang. Don't brag about partying. Don't pretend you love things you don't. That's teenage energy. Keep your frame. Lead the interaction with calm. Ask curious questions. Show that you're open to new experiences without abandoning who you are. That's one of the simplest psychology tricks in flirting with younger women. Mix masculine certainty with playful openness. Be the man who says, teach me, without ever saying, validate me. Younger women respect men who are rooted, not restless. Be rooted. Be real. Be your age and make that age look good. When you do, you don't just look less desperate, you look like the prize. And that, in female psychology, is exactly where you want to be. 8. Lead conversations with depth. Older men have a secret weapon that most younger guys haven't developed yet: depth. Depth of thought. Depth of life experience. Depth of conversation. And when you learn to use it right, it becomes one of your most powerful tools to attract women and project true masculine energy. Don't waste that gift on small talk. So, do you like wine? Doesn't open any doors. It shuts them. Be the man who opens them wide. Daniel, 50, is chatting with Rachel, 32, at a wine tasting. Most men his age might nervously cling to cliche questions about the drink in their hand. But Daniel? He takes a different route. Instead of asking the predictable, "Do you like wine?" he leans in and says, "What's a moment from your travels that changed how you see the world?" Boom. That's how a high value man speaks. He invites her into a story, into emotion, into something real. Rachel's eyes light up. She starts talking about her trip to Morocco, the colors, the chaos, the culture. She talks about how it made her feel more alive, more open. Daniel listens, really listens, and shares his own reflections on how travel teaches humility and curiosity. The conversation flows naturally, layered with feeling and thought. What happens next? Rachel walks away thinking, that man gets it. Not just he's interesting, but he's grounded. That's the difference between flirting with depth and fishing for attention. Then there's Frank, 54. He meets Jessica, 30, at a book club. Instead of asking the lazy question, "What's your favorite book?" he asks, "Which book shaped how you approach challenges in life?" That's not just clever. That's powerful. It signals maturity, curiosity, and emotional intelligence. It tells her he's not another guy trying to impress. He's someone worth knowing. Someone who carries masculine energy that doesn't need to shout to be felt. Jessica is intrigued. She sees a man who listens with his eyes, not just his ears. A man who's not afraid to dive below the surface. And that's magnetic. Why depth works? You see, leading conversations with depth isn't just about being smart or charming. It's about emotional connection. And emotional connection is what truly attracts women, not the clothes you wear or the car you drive. When you speak with depth, you're saying, without words, "I see you." You're showing that your time, your thoughts, your presence, they have weight. That's what separates a high-value man from the rest. He doesn't chase validation. He creates resonance. He doesn't perform. He connects. How to do it? Don't talk about yourself too much. Ask questions that matter. Be curious. Genuinely curious. Listen with attention, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Reflect back what you hear. Make her feel understood. And most importantly, the authentic. You can't fake depth. Women, especially younger women, can sense pretense from a mile away. They're not impressed by forced philosophy or over-rehearsed deep lines. They're drawn to a man who's lived, learned, and isn't afraid to share what's real. Final thought. Depth is the language of confidence. It's how an older man shows he's not competing, he's leading. He's not desperate for attention, he deserves it. So next time you find yourself in conversation with a younger woman, skip the small talk. Ask the question that makes her pause. That makes her feel. That makes her remember you. That's how you lead with masculine energy, connect through intelligence, and stand tall as the high-value man you were meant to be. 9. Know when to step back. Men, real power is control. Old Stoic wisdom says, a strong man knows when to act and when to walk away. Don't chase. Don't beg. Step back. Let silence work for you. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That's Stoicism win. Confidence doesn't shout, it whispers. When you give space, you create intrigue. When you stay calm, you look in command. Like Kevin, 52, who ends a coffee date with, "I've enjoyed this. Let's talk again sometime." No neediness, no pressure, just class. She remembers him because he didn't try too hard. Leon, 58, does the same at a museum. He enjoys the moment, then steps away gracefully. That's iron mind. That's mastery. He leaves her thinking, who is this man? Modern men forget this. They text too fast, talk too much, and reveal everything. Don't. The more you chase, the faster she runs. The calmer you stay, the more she leans in. Attraction grows in the space you allow. Desperation kills it. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Control your impulses. Control your tone. Control when you walk away. That's how a man leads. That's how you stand apart. In today's noisy world, restraint is rare. Let others rush, you remain still. Let them beg, you remain composed. That's old Stoic wisdom in action. That's Stoicism win. So remember, don't overthink, Don't overshare and don't overstay. When the moment peaks, step back, smile, leave her wondering, leave her wanting. That's the power of the iron mind. That's how an older man flirts with calm, not chaos, with control, not need. You must own the silence. You must own yourself. That's how you win. So, there you have it. Flirting isn't about chasing youth or trying to impress. It's about owning your energy and connecting with genuine confidence. Remember, being older gives you experience, emotional depth, and perspective, things that younger men often haven't developed yet. Take it slow, stay curious, and most importantly, be authentic. The moment you stop trying to prove something and start enjoying the connection, that's when real attraction begins. Thanks for watching, my friend. If you found these insights helpful, make sure to like the video, drop a comment about your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe for more real-world psychology tips on confidence, attraction, and relationships. Remember, your age isn't a weakness. It's your edge. Use it wisely, stay confident, and keep showing up as your best self. See you in the next one.